Okay. When did you realize the importance of education?
I realized the importance of education when I was in 10th grade, because back home, from 10th grade up to 12th grade is the most important grades in your life. So from grade 10 to 11, 12, we do the main exam to go to college. So if you really want to go to college, you want to further your education, you have to make sure your 10th grade is good. So from my grade 9, when I got to the 10th grade, from grade 9 I wasn't very good. But at 10th grade, I realized that I cannot mess up at this point. I have to do good. I have to do good. And in doing so, I have to change my mental diet. I have to change my environment, my friends, all those around me to make sure I have a good foundation, to go from there. Because if I fail my high school, I cannot go to college. And I wanted to go to college.
So how did you intentionally change your environment and change it to help you more?
I changed from the people that I used to hang out with. We play soccer all the time. I moved from that environment to the environment whereby I have a lot of people who have the same goal with me, who have the same intention with me. They want to be better in the world of academia. They want to further their education to the university level. So I shifted from those who want to play soccer and those who want to do well in the world of academia. So I changed that environment, and that's what helps me.
And why was education so important?
Education, because when I was growing up, when the people that I look up to, they were educated. They were educated, and for me, the people that were struggling are the people who were unlettered, meaning they didn't go to school, and I saw how much they were struggling. So I was like, in order for me to change the narrative of my family, I cannot be somebody who is unlettered, and then I have to be somebody who is going to school and who is going to do good in school. So because I know education was my only way to get out from where I was. Because I have seen people, education have moved them far beyond what they have dreamt of. And I can do it if they can do it. But the only way to do that is through education. And then for me, it's like, this is it. I gotta make it right. So I had to make sure my education is good. Because my background was, I came from a poor family, right? So I cannot be like, I had no chance of inheriting a business. I have no chance of inheriting a wealth. So I'm starting from scratch because my mom, my dad, they were both unlettered. They didn't go to school. I cannot inherit anything from them. At that point, since I want to change the narrative of my family, that means I'm going to start from scratch. And in doing so, the only tool I have and know how is education.
So what were some main hardships that come to mind when you think about getting your education?
A lot of things, came to mind. A lot of things. Things like we have to walk from miles to go to school. It's not like here where, a bus is picking you up, dropping you off. We don't have that. I have to walk miles and kilometers to go to school. And I have to come back the same way. So, and then, when we are going to school, our parents, they give us lunch money. And sometimes my dad don't have enough money. So he'll be like, I don't have money today. So at that point, I don't have money. I know I'm going to school, but I'm not going to eat. But I don't use that as an excuse to stay home. I have to go to school, even though I know I'm not going to eat. But I want to go learn. Because I don't want to go take the easy way route. The easier way would be to stay home and go nowhere. And then follow in the same path of the failures. But the hard way is to make sure I go to school and get what I needed. That was one hardship. Another hardship that I was going through, growing up in my household, there was no electricity. There was no running water. So I had to go to a high school nearby. There's electricity there. So at night we go there with our blanket to cover ourselves, to protect ourselves from the mosquitoes. So I have to go there from midnight until 5 in the morning. We study all night. From 12 a.m. until 5 a.m. And then from there, I'll go home, take a shower, and go to school the next morning. I don't have time. So or sometimes we go there, light will go out, and I have to go back to my house and light my candle. We call it the midnight candle. I will light my candle, and I have to study in the dark. But because now I'm studying, I changed the environment. I'm studying in my house, in my room. I can see the bed, so the temptation is high. So now, in order for me to do better and focus more on my studies rather than going to bed, I had to get me a bucket of water. And then I dip my feet in the water so I can stay awake. And sometimes, I'll be sleepy, I'll, trying to fall, but then I'll move and I'll feel the coldness of the water, and then I'll be awake again. These were the earliest struggles that I was going through. It was rough. Just to mention a few, but yeah.
So when any feelings of like doubt or discouragement set in, how did you overcome those and motivate yourself?
Okay, some of the discouragement I was having was, if I wanted to buy materials for my school supplies, my parents don't have enough for me to buy enough for my materials, and that was discouraging, because I wanted to excel in school, right? But in the end of the day, if I'm not exposed to the same materials as my mates, it's gonna be tough for me. So, but instead of saying, you know what, since my mom is not gonna buy me what I needed, I don't think I can do this, so I'm not gonna do it. No, I don't do that. I have to go to my friend's house and I borrow their books. So I was borrowing from them, and then they were helping me to navigate, those kind of struggles. Because I could have said, you know what, I don't have the material, and my mom it's not even helping me, so why killing myself? But I do understand that I came from a poor background, and my mom is doing the best she could for me. If she cannot provide for me, that means she didn't have it. So I have to find some other way around to make sure I still continue, because the going never stops. Just because I don't have the books, it doesn't mean the going is going to stop. The going never stops.
So at this point in your life then, how do you feel about your success with your education?
I am so proud of myself. I can guarantee you that. I am so proud of myself because after I graduated, there are so many milestones that I have accomplished. The very first milestone was I was the first in my entire family. I'm not talking about my mom and my dad's side. I'm talking about the extended family to be the first one to graduate from college. First generation. That's something I'm so proud of. Because I'm never going to be second, I'm always going to be fourth. Even moving forward, if we have hundreds of kids that are going to graduate from college, they always will tell them, Keba was the first guy who graduated from college. And that makes me proud. And because I also put them on the map. I put my family on the map. I remember when I graduated from UNI, my family, it was online on YouTube. My family, my friends, everybody was so excited. They were all on the YouTube watching it live, and they bought data to watch it, and it was expensive for them to watch it, but because this is an accomplishment for me and for my community, so everybody was watching YouTube, UNI website, they watch me walk the walk, and then some of them they record the snip of it, they were so proud, like if it was them who did it, but if I can do it, if I win, then the family win, so I won for them,